Everyone thinks building a home gym will cost a fortune, but the truth, it doesn't have to. This is my full home gym setup, and today I'm going to be breaking down exactly how much it cost me down to the last plate. Stick around because I'll be showing you what I'd buy again, what I regret buying, and how you can build your dream setup without wasting money. Let's get it. And here we go, lads. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my home gym. As you can see here, we done the best with the space we had. There's a couple of things we need to take into consideration here. For example, as you can see, there's a mirror here, but this is actually a stud wall. So take this off the total price at the end, but this cost me around £500 just to get this stud wall up. And that starts from here the whole way over to about here. So take that into consideration at the total price at the end. That's about £500 just of the bat. Another thing you probably wouldn't take into consideration is the flooring. This cost me a total of £450. Absolutely mental. But when you actually think about it, the quality of it is absolutely sensational, especially when you're throwing the likes of, dumbbells onto the floor and stuff. It is brilliant. The first bit of equipment I'm going to show you is the squat rack. So this squat rack in total cost me roughly around £300, which is quite literally incredible when you think about how many exercises you can do in it. You can do the bench press, you can do squats, not to mention it has a pull-up bar. RDLs, barbell row. In short, a squat rack. Value for money wise, if you don't have a lot of money to build a home gym, it is a game changer. And in my opinion, worth every penny. If you're on a budget when it comes to a home gym, a squat rack would be absolutely essential, in my opinion. We have two barbells, a 20 kg barbell and a 15 kg barbell. Again, a barbell is another essential for a home gym. Now, for the weight side of things, as you can see, I have dumbbells here. Now, I got lucky when it came to buying these dumbbells. There was only one set left. I got them of a place called Wolfpack. I went down and collected them. They're a local brand in the NI, so Northern Ireland. Them dumbbells right there, in total, £800. They go from 2.5 kilos the whole way to 30 kg, which I am buzzing with, by the way, because normally they would be more. And not just that, see the stand behind it, that came with it. So the rack that the dumbbells are on, that actually came with it for the total price of £800. Bargain, like. The price was meant to be £1,299. So the fact that I got it for £800 plus the rack is incredible. Again, the amount of exercises you can do using dumbbells is ridiculous. From bicep curl, dumbbell tricep extension, lateral raises, the list just goes on and on and on. The best thing about my home gym is this piece of equipment right here. The cable crossover machine. You can do barbell extension, cable bicep curl, lat pull down, low cable row. Again, the list goes on and on and on. What a beautiful bit of equipment. Now, what you're probably wondering is how much this bit of equipment cost me. This cost me a grand total of £1,200. Sorry, let me repeat that. £1,200. Well worth it if you ask me, bro. Look, it is the best bit of equipment I have in this gym. It is so good. If you have the funds and you're making a home gym, absolutely essential. Oh, and I forgot to mention, all these attachments come with it. Apart from this one, this cost me £10, but it's an absolute game changer. See, when you're doing rope extensions or overhead rope tricep extension, this attachment makes me be able to work both sides of the arms. I just feel like it's a wee bit more effective for me. It came with this attachment, not one, but two ropes. A belt. I'm not sure why I came with a belt, but I can't complain, like, and two of these. So, although this machine is more on the pressure side, you can kind of see why. The amount of exercises I'm able to do in it, plus the attachments that come with it, in my opinion, it's worth the investment every single time. I forgot to mention, this mirror here, and this mirror, as you can see, hello, cost me a grand total of £150. See, I actually got lucky. My dad's mate was selling them and he gave me it for a discounted price, so you can't go wrong with that. Like, I'll hold my hands up. Yes, there's a TV. I got it for free. That's why it's here. I'll be honest, I never have it on when I'm training clients or if I'm using the gym. I just don't use it. Maybe I should utilize it more, especially when it has the GOAT, the Nintendo Wheel. Who remembers that? Like, that was the GOAT. But yeah, that was completely free. As you can see, I have a total of 150 kg of plates. This came with one of the barbells for a grand total of £550. And look, I'll be 100% honest, I could have got cheaper ones, but how sick do them plates look? Like, so good. Like, I have 35 kg dumbbells and 40 kg dumbbells. Now, I would be lying if I said I bought them. My brother sorted me out, so I'm not actually too sure how much he paid for them, but we'll say roughly about £200. This bench I got from Sports Direct, roughly around £80. This bench was £199, and I'll not lie to you, I'd be lying if I said I bought it. My brother actually got me it as a present. What a man, like. And this bench is absolutely amazing. Obviously there's cheaper options like this alternative here, but if you've the money and you're willing to invest, these kind of benches are a game changer. They're so much more steadier, and yeah, highly recommend. Especially the amount of exercise you can do on them. Incline dumbbell press, flat dumbbell press, tricep press. You know yourself, the list just goes on and on and on. So next we have this contraption of a trap bar, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't used this in a long time due to my ankle. With that being said, I just prefer a trap bar deadlift than a barbell deadlift. That's just my opinion. Again, this was only £99, so if you're limited to what you can actually buy due to not having the money, it's not a bad investment, especially because deadlifts can work your quads, glutes, hamstrings, lower back, core, like it works quite a lot of muscle groups. So the price for £99, if you're limited on the money side of things, not bad. Like, we do have things like boxing gloves here, Muay Thai pads, a yoga mat, and a weighted vest. Again, a grand total of around £100, nothing crazy. These aren't essential, but I like to mix up my cardio sometimes, and I like to try new things, so that's the meaning behind that. I also have this leg curl hamstring curl machine. Although it's great because you can do the leg curl and hamstring curl, the total price was £400. Was it worth it? I'll be honest, if you have the money, go ahead and buy the actual bit of equipment, the more expensive. The reason being, I think it is crap. If I'm being honest, it's not great. Kind of wish I went for the more expensive version. I actually wouldn't recommend buying that, to be honest. But again, it is better than nothing, and it gives my gym the ability to do a wee bit more leg movement. So, you know, there is upsides, but there is also downsides. But again, if you have a really small budget, it could be worth it. Another thing is the paint. I went with black and grey. This cost me a grand total of £400 to get people to paint it. I was lucky. I have someone in my family who's a really good painter, and he gave me a discounted price. So £400 is quite good, especially for the job they've done. It looks amazing. Now, before I reveal the total cost, I'm going to answer some common questions you might have. The first one being, would I recommend a home gym over a gym membership? The answer to that question is no. Like, if you think about it, right, £30 a month for a gym membership, times that by 12, that equals £360 for the year. Home gym's gonna set you back way more than £360. So the answer to that question is no. If you were starting a game, where would you save money and where would you invest? I wouldn't buy the hamstring curl leg curl machine. I would scrap that and just go all out and get the better version. I had a lat pull down machine. I would get rid of that and just jump straight to the cable crossover machine. Though this may cost more money, it would have saved me money not buying them two bits of equipment in the first place. If I was really looking to save money, I would get rid of the dumbbell rack and replace that with the adjustable dumbbells. Oh, and I would also get rid of the plates and get just cheaper versions of them. What are must-have pieces of equipment? For me, it's a cable crawls machine, dumbbells, and a bench. Them three, unbelievable. But for most people, it would probably be a squat rack because it's very cheap, of like £300. Adjustable dumbbells because you can get them quite cheap, and a bench. You could get that all under £1,000 easy. More dollars for USA ones. Can you get the same results as a commercial gym? Now, that is an interesting question. With my gym, potentially yes, because I've got near enough all the essential stuff. Now, would it be more ideal going to commercial gym because you've more variety of options? Yes, but can you still get an unbelievable result with the home gym? 100,000,000%. Again, I have the weights to be able to push myself, whereas some people might get me too strong for certain weights, and then it's a case of going to the actual gym because they will have heavier weights in the, you know, in that exercise that you need to be lifting heavier on. So with that being said, I would say yes, you can get the same results to some degree, but if you don't have access to be able to push yourself to failure, then no. What would you buy again, and what do you recommend? So I would buy the cable crosser machine again, I would buy the dumbbells again 100%, and the squat rack again, yes, and the bench. So basically everything apart from the hamstring curl and leg curl machine, I wouldn't have bought that. So that's what I would regret buying. Can you build a good home gym for under $500 to $1,000? As I just mentioned there, I would get a bench, adjustable dumbbells, and a squat rack. Get a barbell, and then any leftover money, get plates. You get that under $1,000, that's £100, easy enough. Like, if you've only $500, I would go for the adjustable dumbbells and bench. What's the most expensive equipment you need? I personally would say the cable crossover machine. If I know it's expensive, but the amount of exercise you can do, the return on investment, like if you got that, you are sorted. Now, with that being said, adjustable dumbbells would be a really good one too, and a bench, but it says the most expensive equipment you need, a cable crossover machine. It's so good. What would you skip to save money? I would probably skip a hamstring curl, leg curl machine. I'm just not a big fan of the one I have. Where did you buy your stuff? So this is very interesting. So I bought mine off a place called Wolfpack in Newton Abbey. It's kind of a local one. If you search it up on the internet, it will come up. It was brilliant. That would be number one. Minecraft, I think that's what you call it. It'll be in the description. That was very good too. For second-hand stuff, an absolute game changer, which I only found out towards the end of actually buying my home gym, would be Facebook Marketplace. Absolute game changer. There's so much things on it that you can get second-hand that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So cheat code Facebook Marketplace. So before I reveal the total cost of my home gym, was it worth it and why? For me, it was worth it. So I'm a personal trainer and I was able to make more money from the gym than how much I spent. I'm now an online coach, and for me to film content in, it also makes me money too. So yes, for me is 100% worth it. Plus, a guy like myself having ADHD, to be able to train when I want is unbelievable. Great. So yeah, definitely in my eyes 100% worth it. Now the grand reveal, how much was my home gym? The grand total was £5,250 to £5,500. Now there are so much other ways you can do this. You can save so much more money. Like if you didn't have a stud wall, like if you remove the stud wall, that's £500 instantly away. There's cheaper equipment you can get out there, but that's how much I was willing to invest into my home gym, just for the extra wee touch and the extra wee things. If you're thinking about building your own home gym, drop your budget in the comments and I'll help you put together your setup. And if you want to see more content from myself, hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.